If you've sat across from a cardiologist and you've gotten results and you've heard the plan and you drove home with that feeling of like, seriously, like that's the conversation I had, and you never got to ask your real questions, what is actually causing my heart disease? After more than 1 million patient visits for the last 22 years working with people that have cardiovascular disease that didn't get resolved with standard care, I can tell you there are 3 specific things that belong in every heart disease appointment, no matter if you're with a cardiologist or if you're with a functional doctor. But by the time you finish this video, you're going to know exactly what you should ask and what happens to the patients that finally get the answer to the question no one's asking. Okay, so here's my point. Why your cardiologist measures everything, but they never find the root cause. Did you know that most people believe that the healthcare system we have today is designed to find out why their heart is problematic? The testing, the imaging, the medications, the adjustments to your protocols, it all seems like it's designed, right, to find the origin of your heart health issues. And look at what the cardiology systems of today deliver. Do medications save some lives? Possibly. Do interventions work? Yeah, we can rotor-rooter out that clog and we can bypass it and we can give you the blood flow back. But is anybody realizing something? Standard cardiological appointments are designed to measure and manage what's happening. It was never designed to investigate where it came from. Think about it. A structural engineer looks at a building with a cracked foundation. They walk through it, they measure the width, they look at everything, and the crack tells you the severity of the problem. No engineer just stops there and says, we'll just fill the crack. No, the measurement is just the beginning of the investigation. The conclusion is we have to figure out what caused this sucker to crack, and we have to fix that foundation so it doesn't crack anymore. See, cardiologists will give you the measurements of the crack, and they'll call that the plan. The investigation actually starts when you go deeper and you figure out why is the artery clogged? Why is the blood pressure high? Why is your body doing what it's doing? And that intervention creates options that make it available for you to now heal yourself. Point number 2, the brain stem disruption that's been sabotaging your heart for years. Look, you've probably been told that stress is bad for your heart. Most people hear that and they think that it's lifestyle advice. Like, I've just got to somehow become less stressed. If I could do that, then everything would be great. And maybe then I can exercise more. Maybe I should start meditating. But look, your autonomic nervous system is what controls your heart rate, your blood pressure. It's regulating your heart. It even controls the inflammatory response that drives arterial disease. So, a misalignment in the upper cervical part of your spine, specifically the atlas C1, which is the very top vertebra that sits below your skull, it directly affects the instructions that governs every system in your body. Look, your heart has been getting interference for years and no one is looking at the source. So I want you to think about something. I want you to picture a thermostat. It's controlling the temperature of your house. The thermostat is set properly, 74 degrees or whatever. The heating system works, but it's only going to turn on if the temperature goes below what you've set it at. And the air conditioning works, and it only turns on if it's above where it's set. The furnace fires when it should, and the air conditioning turns on when it should. And the system doesn't interfere with each other. You won't have the furnace and the AC on at the same time. You can adjust the thermostat. You can service your furnace. But until someone finds the issue, if there is a problem, if you have it set to 75 and it's 72 degrees, even though it's set to 75, or if it's set to 75 and it's 95 degrees, someone has to come in and find the wire that's frayed or find the disconnection between the thermostat and the system. And then, and only then, repair it. The buildings and your house, wherever this thermostat is, never going to be stable and hold a temperature. So remember, your brain stem is the thermostat. Your cardiovascular system is the furnace. An upper cervical misalignment is like a frayed wire that no one has checked. So when your nervous system is beginning to get questioned, you need to ask this. Could we evaluate your spine to find the frayed wire? Vagal nerve interference is known to cause heart disease. and blood pressure and arrhythmias and problems. The intervention that follows will fix this, and it's something medication was never designed to do. So look, if you have or had, or you know someone with heart disease, no amount of time or even anybody's framing of how they think cardiovascularly is going to fix this problem. What you should do is you should subscribe to this channel. And you should send this channel to your friends and your family. Make them subscribe. Tell them, hey, go check this out. When you hit subscribe, it allows you to not miss up and coming content. And if you activate the bell on YouTube, whenever I go live, you're notified. Every Tuesday at 9:30 in the morning, I do live Q&A. You could ask any question of us live. Every Saturday at 3 p.m., the Ask Dr. Ernst Show, a nationwide podcast. All right. Does your doctor ever actually look for the source? This is point number 3. Do they actually look for the cause? Think about your last appointment with your cardiologist. Everything was measured, right? They listened to your heart, they listened to your lungs, they ran some blood work, they did stuff, they ordered things, they discussed it with you. Now, think about what wasn't on the agenda. Not what you forgot about bringing up. What they never asked is what I want you to think about. Here's the pattern across almost every patient that comes into our clinic after seeing a conventional doctor for years in that system. Specific categories of the direct investigation they need for their heart health was never talked about. Here are the 3 questions you need to ask yourself right now. 1, has any provider ever evaluated the structure of your upper cervical spine in connection with your cardiovascular health? Has any provider ever ordered testing to identify if your gut and the permeability or the systemic inflammation from your gut is contributing to your arterial disease? Has any provider ever asked you about toxic burden and your heart? Look, if you answered no to all of these, or even 1 or 2 of them, then you should have started at your first appointment with those questions. And it's not your fault. You didn't even know. So here's point number 4. 6 years of failed blood pressure management and fixing it within 6 weeks because we asked 1 question to 1 patient. Ready for this? Patient comes to us after 6 years of blood pressure that couldn't be stabilized, multiple medications, changing their dosage, changing even combinations, and nothing worked. This is Adam. Guys, Adam has his testimonial. You can watch it on YouTube. His doctors are doing exactly what the system told them to do, adjusting medications until something works. He was using multiple blood pressure medications. Nobody ever sat down and said, Adam, what's going on with your nervous system? But we did. We did a structural evaluation of his upper cervical spine, and we found a significant alignment issue creating the ongoing interference in his brainstem's ability to regulate what's called autonomic cardiovascular function. So what did we do? We fixed the misalignment. We didn't touch his heart. We didn't treat his heart. We didn't touch his meds. We didn't change his meds because we can't, and we don't, and we won't. But watch. 6 weeks of him clearing the subluxation in his spine, blood pressure stabilized. All those years of pharmaceutical management disappeared. The medications were trying to manage an output that they can't. The misalignment that no one talked about was the dysfunction in Adam. And when you clear a neural subluxation, the brain reconnects to the heart. And the conversation with me only took about 45 minutes. It took 45 minutes for us to find the root cause. Is that a long time? You've probably never had an appointment with your doctor for 45 minutes. We do this. The answer that we discovered changed 6 years of chasing conventional cardiology. A normal cardiological appointment is a measurement session. All they do is they measure. And there's value in measuring, but there's not a significant change just by measuring. So what you need to do is start asking, even you should write it down and give it to your doctor, whether your nervous system, your gut, and your toxic burden has been evaluated by your cardiologist. So again, has your nervous system, your gut, and your toxic burden, has it ever been evaluated? Because it is specific for your case. Those 3 questions right there will tell you very quickly, literally, whether the real root cause of your cardiovascular health issue is something they can help with or not. Those 3 questions right there will tell you if you should see them or see someone else. So here's point number 5. Okay, ready for this? Point number 5. How do you walk into the next appointment and start a conversation that should have happened years ago? Okay, most patients assume that the conversation already happened. It was initiated by your doctor, wasn't it? Or was it? Patients that get the best results are always the ones who showed up already prepared with questions for their doctor. They had them written down. They made it clear what the appointment was about. They didn't let the doctor drive the appointment, they drove it. Think about calling a contractor to your house to look at a problem for your house. If you just say, something's wrong with my house, the contractor looks at what they can see and then they give you a quote from what they can see. But instead, if you come already identifying 3 specific areas of your house that you want examined by that contractor, the conversation is different. You are leading that contractor and you're letting them use their preparedness to find the area that needs to be repaired. Okay, that would not have happened if you just did a general walkthrough with your house. Think about it. Your cardiologist appointments should work the same way. Don't let them lead the conversation. You should. So today, I want to give you some action steps. Ready for this? Before you do anything else, grab a sheet of paper. Right now, go get it. Pull out your phone, pull up the Notes app, write down how long have you been managing your heart disease? And then when did you start taking care of it? I've had it for 22 years. I've been taking medications for 22 years. You're not taking care of it. When did you start to become your own cardiologist? Now, number 2, write down if any provider has ever ordered the following: structural neurological exam of your spine in connection with your heart, blood work, not blood pressure, blood work for cardiovascular toxins and autonomic function. Yes or no? Who's your cardiologist? My doctor so-and-so. Have they been leading the conversation? Yes, they have. Are you taking care of it? No, I'm not. Okay, write down if any provider has ever assessed your gut for permeability, leaky gut. Okay, so my cardiologist, have they ever checked me for leaky gut? No. I don't know, maybe they have. Not just do you have a leaky gut, inflammatory markers, not just CRP, but total toxic burden, ferritin, fasting insulin, homocysteine, fibrinogen. We have to look real deep. Yes or no? In your case, have they done it? No. Okay, for every single no, I want you to write 1 sentence describing what do you want evaluated and why you believe it's missing in your care. Has your doctor done a neurological exam? No. Why do you think it's important? I learned that my heart is connected to my spine. I think it's a good idea to have my spine checked, okay? Have you ever been evaluated for gut leak? No. Okay, what do you want? I would like my doctor to test me for leaky gut. Why? I just found out leaky gut can cause heart disease. Now bring that paper to your cardiologist and give it to them before they start talking to you. You know what's going to happen? They're going to look at this and be like, wow, we do not provide what you're looking for. And you're like, but you're a cardiologist. Well, I'm an ologist. I can give you meds, but I don't do structural care of the spine. I don't look for leaky gut. We give you toxins. We don't detox you. If they say that, run. Run as fast as you can from that office. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, where am I supposed to go? Welcome to the Ask Dr. Aaron show. You're already here. Why don't you reach out to us? Why don't you connect with us? Free consult call on my website. Check it out. Okay, the patients that are sitting across from someone that is asking the questions rather than the doctor asking the questions is when you start to shift care. You could be one of those people. You could be your own cardiologist. Look, your nervous system and those questions we talked about, the upper cervical spine and its brainstem's role in the cardiovascular connection to your heart, that is a subject in and of itself. I have a whole channel, an entire school online designed for this. Check out the links in the comments if you want to try our free cardiovascular school. Watch the video called After a Million Adjustments. I discovered the missing link between heart disease and no one's talking about. You watch that next. Don't go somewhere else. Not here or here. Watch that video. It is the foundation of today's cardiovascular discussion because it gives you everything you need so that when you walk into your cardiologist appointment, you can ask them the right questions and you can become your own cardiologist.